Here's the 120. That's we'll just take it back nice and slow. Keep it real. All right, so we've got the 150 Prado coming up. That's it. Keep it pointing up the hill. Keep on the gas, mate. It's actually doing all right. Smoking them up like I was. He's getting there, it's getting there. Anthony 4x4 Adventures. This Hilux is about to go on its first adventure. Well, first adventure that I know of. And I just thought we'd sort of start from scratch. I'll be getting to know this vehicle, and there could be a lot of information in here for people that are a bit newer or less experienced four-wheel driving. Every vehicle is different. I suppose it's not minimal modifications, but the vehicle came already with a bull bar on it, which obviously helps increase the approach angle there, so that the you know, the bumper bar isn't hitting. We've added on the KO2s for traction and reliability. It had heavy duty suspension in it, so it had virtually no flex. So it's got some Dobinson's parabolics in the rear, which is nice and comfy with the mono tubes, and it's going to allow more flex. So we've got a little bit more clearance, we've got some traction, and of course we've added the UHF and the UHF antenna there for communications. We've done a bit of a naughty. We haven't got a compressor yet, so we're gonna have to run around with flat tires, or lucky we're with other vehicles that can help out inflate the tires, or in case we have any difficulties. Of course, we've got the minimal recovery gear here. Nice parking there. That's nice and close, isn't it? Have a look at that. Oh, I think there might have been a bit of touch parking going on there, eh? Oh, is that what that was? Oh. Anyway, all good. Bada bing. Let's get out on the tracks. Just a quick last minute trip. We've got the Hilux, we've got a Prado, we've got another Prado, we've got another Hilux, we've got a Hilux and a Prado. So that looks to me like 3 Prados and 3 Hiluxes. Beautiful last minute trip, perfect. All right, so here we are at a first track. It's just a shortcut through to where we're meeting up. And we're gonna suss out the vehicle. So what do we got here? We haven't got any second start buttons. No, none of that. We've only got mirror adjustments. So all we've got is the low range stick. So neutral it is. Bang. Okay, hang on, that was second, high 4 across. Okay, that's low range. That'll engage the front diff and the center diff and get us into low range. Yeah, when you got the Dobinson's mono tubes, the comfort is that good that you can get away with a fair bit of you know, driving around on pressures. Like I said, it's not a hard track, it's just a shortcut track through. This one's actually called Shooter Track. So we've come into Lerderderg State Park off the Mooneyong exit as a shortcut long cut, and we're just going to cruise through here. There is a little bog hole or something down here, I think, but yeah, quite a not bad track. This is probably the roughest section. It's downhill and then it's fairly smooth. We're just cutting through to Greendale where we're meeting up with one of the other guys. Yep, the ride in the Hilux is beautiful, but much better if we let the tyres down. So this is what I got from Bunnings, $6. I just prefer, they're really accurate, these pencil gauges. So we're going to give these a crack and I'll let you know. Alright, so here we are. We let the tyres down to 22 PSI. Keeping in mind they're a little bit warm because we've just driven about half an hour on them, whatever, and the other guys are letting the tyres down there on the tracks, nice and quiet. Just going to cruise down this one. Like I said, I think there's a bit of a bog hole just down here. We'll see what happens. Opportunity for some people to get muddy straight away. Meet up with the 7th vehicle. Another surprise late turn up, and we'll hit the tracks. Alright, here we are. We've crossed over through Greendale, up the hill a little bit. We're on Charcoal Track. We've just come into Charcoal Track, back into low range in this SR Hilux 2013. The only tools we've got, tools of the trade for 4x4, is the low range selection. I'm just looking around going, not much else. We've got a handbrake, we've got a foot brake, we've got an accelerator and a steering wheel, and some driving skills. There's no hill descent, there's no lockers, there's no LSD, there's no second start button. Obviously when you go low range on this, it automatically engages the center diff lock and the front diff, and yeah, we've got some lights up on the dash. The green one showing us that we're in 4-wheel drive mode, and you know, we've got that center diff lock basically because it's showing the front and rear diffs. And there's another orange light with the squiggly lines for you've been doing burnouts. No, it says traction control. Well, it's traction control or some sort of whatever off, but I can tell you it's off and on is my understanding. So when we're on the, even though it says off, because there's different, you know, we'd have to go through the book, you know, there's electronic stability control, there's ABS, there's traction control, there's all these different 3-word, 3-letter things in vehicles, and it can be all quite confusing. So when you go into low range, it doesn't necessarily turn everything off, because you'll find, well, and this is what I mean, every vehicle varies, so you need to sort of you need to find out by doing research for your particular vehicle, or you do it and you go out and find out, and that's what we're doing. So we're in low range now, we're about to head up a hill soon, and it's one of the usual tracks we do in all the other vehicles, no problem. So I wouldn't imagine there's any problems, but don't necessarily follow the way I go, because I might be looking for the harder line, trying to get some flex and trying to get a wheel to spin, just see if it works out for me. So let's get up there and see how we go. The only other thing I suppose is worth adding for any of the Hilux people that are watching or listening to the information while we're cruising down, the suspension is bloody awesome. So yeah, we picked up this Hilux, it's earth moving. I believe they had a big diesel, 400 litre diesel tank, so I don't know if he went around supplying fuel for all the earth moving equipment, whatever, or how it all worked, some sort of assumption like that. So they had the heaviest, I think 400 kilo EFS springs in here, and with no weight. This vehicle weighs about 2,200 kilos without anyone in it, so it's very light, and it was a terrible ride in the rear with the EFS springs and the EFS shocks. So we've put the Dobertson's parabolic, which isn't designed for load, but we haven't got a lot of load, under 100 kilos. That being said, we put an engine in the back, which was a couple hundred kilos. It didn't go down too much, it went all right, so temporary load, no problem. The comfort between that and the mono tubes is absolutely awesome. It was a little bit rough on the 40 PSI, but not too bad. No different to the Prados really. And that's how I'd describe this parabolic. It's just about as comfortable as a coil spring, or I'm 22 PSI now, and I'm driving down here and I feel just like I'd be driving the Prado. No different, it's not particularly rough in the back. Back in 2011 when I had the Hilux, with the standard springs in there, I used to get a bit of lower back, you know, but I've got to tell you, I don't know if my back is stronger than ever before from stretching and exercises and whatever, but I don't have any lower back pain. I haven't for years. I had some damage back in 2014, so maybe the self-healing automatic repair of that made it even stronger than before. But it seems to me my lower back, it doesn't bend, but it seems to be bloody strong, so it's probably all fused up. But anyway, really comfortable, zero back pain, zero uncomfortable factor. Really happy with the parabolics. Just speaking to one of the guys for a minute, was asking when we were out here last, about 6 months ago I think. But yeah, just yesterday we did a Hilux, and it's quite heavy. He's got a lot of work tools in there, and we put the 042s in, and we're thinking, is it going to be a hard ride? Put them in with the monotubes. 3 of us went for a ride. One of the Hilux owners that's thinking about suspension, myself, one of the Sunshine Prado Hospital workshop partners, I was driving, and we all agreed the ride was bloody awesome. The Hilux owner said, yep, I'm putting the 042s in as well, because he's quite heavy. He was a bit reluctant, thinking 041s and whatever, but after that drive, he's got no hesitation at all. So we're just crossing over the creek here, and then it's uphill. Like I said, it'll be interesting. Sometimes that creek has got a 2-foot step out of it. Anyway, we'll just pause for a minute. So we're just climbing up the hill. It's normally got a lot of rocks and a few rock steps and whatever. It's kind of steep. It's steep, but it's not the steepest one you're ever going to find, if you know what I mean. It's just normal steep, typical. But they've definitely, this is the flattest I've ever seen it. They've had the bulldozer through here or something, and they've really flattened it. This is the once in 100-year maintenance, I think, because yeah, we've been down here for what is it, over 10 years we've been coming up this track, and yeah, never seen it so flat. But that's all right, it's good. We need to do track maintenance. It was probably due for the next track. I don't know, I've never seen any maintenance on it either, but we'll see what they've done, So we've turned left. This is another little area that I've never seen graded, and it's just looking completely transformed, to be quite honest. Yeah, I've never seen it, but obviously they've gone through it, so it's definitely an official track now. Yeah, no, yeah, they've really, this is a steeper one. You'll hear the vehicle start running away because I can see it's smooth and I know the bottom's not far away. I'm just going to let it go and see what sort of speed we get up to. We're about 15 k's an hour at the moment and increasing, a bit over 15. That's the steepest pinch right there. We've hit nearly 20 k's an hour, so that's low range. And we'll just continue on back up the other side. I'm missing that second start button. Bulldozer's been up here as well. I am missing that second start button. I was just saying to the guys, and perhaps the iDrive putting it into economy mode, you know, ultimate 9, whatever, just because it allows to reduce the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal. But they've definitely graded this as well. Continue on through, guys. Just come up, it's all been graded, so it's straight through drive. Yeah, so not as much fun and entertainment as I'd hoped up here. I mean, it's good that they look after the tracks, but it was a bit washed out and there was a few you know, challenging areas. So what we'll do, we'll move on through the area to some of the other tracks we know that are usually challenging. The good news is that means anybody that's watching that's new to four-wheel driving with a bit less experience, as long as you've got some experience and you know how to operate your vehicle, I would say it's safe for you to tackle this track, which sometimes they rate difficult. I'd rate it as a medium at the moment. It's currently March 2022, and the track, because it's nice and flat, it's easy to keep your wheels on the ground. It's a safe track at the moment. Okay, now that can change any time after rain, so if you're thinking about a day trip or whatever and you're around Melbourne and you want to head out, if you're on the west side or the north, you can head out to Wombat, head down into Greendale, take a right at the roundabout up the hill. You'll find the charcoal track sign. It's an orange sign. Turn left in there. You go in there, you take the first right, follow that down, you go down over the creek, up the hill, just keep following around the main track. Once you're up the hill and you've gone round to the right, about a few hundred meters up, there's a left turn. That's where we've just gone, and that's straight down the hill and straight back up again. And that description you just caught up to right where we are now. We're going to continue through this on the main track. That'll take us to Green Hills Road. It'll hit Green Hills. Green Hills, we're probably going to turn right, and I don't know what we're going to do after that. I think we may then take the next left, which could be, is that Binks or something? And then not far up, there's one called Maddie's Track, which is normally fairly flat and a bit boggy and a bit slippery in a couple of places. And I'm interested to see, because that's definitely well and truly overdue for some work like this has had. And I'm curious to see if they've actually done the work. So we're going to go check out Maddie's Track today, which we haven't been on for a couple of years because it was a dog's breakfast really. If you want bog holes and stuff like that, Maddie's Track was the one, but we'll give you an update on that. And that'll bring us out up to, what's that? Is that Paradise Road or Black Road? I don't know, somewhere around there. I'm not looking at maps, I'm following my nose. I know the area reasonably well, and we might do a bit of exploring and stick our nose down some tracks we don't know. We'll see what we find. Okay, so yeah, we turned right out onto Green Hills and we come up the road and we're turning left now on Paradise Road. So yeah, one's Binks, one's Paradise, then there's whatever. I can't remember the names of them, but you know which one's which. Binks is first, but that's further back down the road if you went left out of the one we came into and then turned right. Not that it matters. So we're heading down Paradise Road. Right, here we are, orange sign on the left, Maddie's Track with 2 T's, IES. Let's have a bit of a look and see if this has got worse or if they've graded it. Be a little bit of action further up, we'll just see what happens. We'll just cruise up the hill and just, well, so far from what I can see, they haven't graded it because there's a washout right here and we might even spin a wheel. There it is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Traction control light spinning, nothing happening. This is what I'm talking about with, you know, no traction control. Well, hang on. That's 2-wheel drive. Let's try putting it in 4-wheel drive, Anthony. Okay, here we go. We better...
See a bit of smoke up there, mate.
Yeah, mate, just smoking it up in 2-wheel drive. We're going to put it in low range now and see what happens. So, where's that lever again? Over here, over there.
Might help.
We're in low range now. Let's just see what happens with having a bit of a four-wheel drive now. So it should flex up and have a similar problem. And there it is, so we're still spinning even. So believe it or not, I'm not trying to get up the hill, I'm trying to see what the traction control will do if I pick the worst line. So that's what we're doing. So the guys behind me, they're going, what's he doing, mate? And that's what I'm doing. I'm going, look, see, I've got nothing here, right? Traction control's off. The light's flashing at me.
You want us to take a video for you?
Mate, you can if you like, but just testing out the Hilux for a minute. So the wheel just spins and the traction control doesn't actually do anything, does it? See? Oh, well, hang on, if I get enough berries, there we go. So eventually, so it's not like the Prado, you got to really get the wheels spinning. And that's what I said, we've got to learn the vehicle, and we've got a bit more of the same here.
You just new to a Hilux. Yeah, you still got the 120?
Yeah, we've got other vehicles as well. Had Hiluxes before, but look, I'm going by memory here. It was an SR5 2011, and I believe it had an LSD in it, which, I'll tell you now, if I was on that, it just drives straight up it. So, of course, I could have taken a better line on that, but I'm kind of here to see what's going to happen and see what I've got to do. This is, yeah, we're learning the vehicle.
Yeah, cool.
Bit of chit chat. So we've got a bit of a couple of bog holes down here for anyone that wants the Maddie's track background. We went around, we got the chicken track on the side there, and it looks like we've got plenty of chickens. We used to always drive down here, and I can tell you the one over this side, you're not going to get through it. The one at this side, it looks worse than it is, but I haven't been through it lately and I'm not going through it. But yeah, you got, you know, a couple of people having to think about it, but you can see there's actually a bit of a hump there. I mean, you need to stick it out, but this, yeah, it looked worse than it is. You can see people have driven through this. It's the lighter coloured water, where over there that's just been sitting there for ages. But car wreckers either way, but depends, you know, what you're into. What a bunch of wise guys all getting back in their cars. No takers on the bog hole. Good to see they've been listening. And this has completely changed as well. We've got the old bog hole that used to be drivable, then the chicken track that's, well, you know, that's a chicken track, you could drink that. And then this chicken track I haven't driven on, and you can actually see the bulldozer's been through the chicken track the way we just went, must be making the chicken track, but hasn't done anything about this, so he's left it there for everyone to play. So mud equals money, bring it on. Yeah, there we all go. We all come up the chicken track, right? So chicken tracks keep left if you headed up Maddie's track, headed north. There's some sort of deep ruts there. I just went up along the side there to stay out of it. There's the Hilux on its maiden voyage, right? You're going to touch the bash plates a little bit there. That's why I went up on the left. Have a look at this mess. So if you're into a bit of winching mud and you just love the mud, Maddie's track is for you. So we used to drive through this one, no problem. That finished up years ago. Chicken track was here. Now that's the fun and whatever. Now this is the chicken track. Let's move it down and see what else we can find, eh? So that was two-wheel drive. Tried in four-wheel drive now, see what happens. Whoa! Okay, here we go through this bit. You can see the line that I took, just nice and slow is the key. Nice and slow, because you're just going to slip around a bit. Nicely done. Which lines are you going to take, mate? Because you've got all these different options here. So this is one of those areas, well, you've got to go through somewhere. So that looks like the line, I reckon. That went pretty well. Yep, beautiful. Happy days. Pretty boring stuff so far, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we had to get, if you try and go on top, you can slip into it a little bit too much. Happy days. Here we go. Now we've got a Prado. Here we go. Nice and slow. You just don't really want to go in, you know, over this side over here. Not so cool, you know. You can see a pretty well-worn track coming through here now. Oh mate, and he can't get through. He's going to get bogged at this end here because I haven't left enough room for everyone to get through. Unbelievable. Poor trip management, Anthony. Very poor trip management. No, they just needed to move up a bit. Yeah, no shortage of bog holes on this track, I tell you. That's another one straight ahead that we used to drive through. It just looked like mud equals money to me. So these chicken tracks, sometimes they end up like that as well. So, and it's downhill from there, so you know what it looks like here is not looking too crash on either. Right, that one's not looking too good, but we've got another one here. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, there's coming through.
So I'm bypassing what I think is the ruts, but you've got to be careful because you could be on the side of a, you know, sometimes you're on the side of something that's really slippery, so just be careful of that. But at the moment, it's all good this way. Here comes the bike, we'll let him come through. He's taking it easy, he's got the goggles off. We're up to the next bit of track that, look, from memory, again, that one wasn't that deep, but you think I want to slide into it sideways and end up in there? Not really. I'm pretty sure you can just drive through that last little bit, but you know, when it's sort of ruddy and not deep and a bit technical, I don't mind it. Watch out for that one. Drops down a bit right in the middle. On the chicken track on the right, just watch out, it drops down a little bit. Just take it slow over the low section. A few options here. We go up this way. Just go cruising up. So we're just coming up to the end of Maddie's track, and we're going to hang a left. Can't remember the name. It's something like what is it? This is Blackwood Ridge Road or something along those lines. Anyway, end of Maddie's track, heading north, turned left. All right, not far up the road. Unnamed track. On the right is like a big clearing, turn right into there. Cuts through to like tracks by the names of East to Sunday and comes through to an intersection of a few tracks, but it's come in there. The bulldozer's been through. I'm following the bulldozer. Little bit out of breath, just come up this hill and jump in the car. Not too bad, not bad, but you know, need to do more of that. And it's pretty steep going down over a creek which is just here. You got to be careful at the bottom that you don't go too far to the right because there's a creek, kind of bit of a washout there, so keep left. Right, that's what I'm trying to do, but you got ruts there, see? So, all right, and this is the bit that the bulldozer's ripped through, and he's filled in the hole at the left a little bit, but I just don't know how we're going to go here, but we're about to find out. Let's see, eh? Traction control does the job in the end. You just got to give it the berries in these Hiluxes. You know, like always, it's rougher than you think. I'm just going to park up around the corner here. I'll come back with the whoa, hey, bit of sliding sideways too. Hang on a minute. Sit tight. Let me get up this next bit. It's a bit slippery up here, and I'll come back with the camera and we'll see what happens when you drive up there. Just don't come up until I've come back with the camera, please, because you might need, we'll just make sure everything goes all right. I'm having a bit of fun here myself, about to slip off the side of an embankment into a rut, because down, whoa, there we go. And now we're on the berries trying to get out of this rut. It is happening up here. We need that K-on underbody protection. Here we go, bit of wheel spin, set traction control. We're learning a little bit about the traction control here. I better go back and get the footage of these guys. Bit of excitement. Just to give you an idea of the terrain, so there's the next vehicle coming down the hill. Once again, same sort of setup, no lockers, traction control, probably no LSD, KO2s. You can see this is where I've just driven up. The issue we got is it's all fresh, so it's been bulldozed. They haven't really fixed it up because this is rock. I don't know if they can't rip that out or whatever. There's no point filling it in because the dirt just washes out again. I'm even slipping walking on it, but you can see the track up here, but then you've got to climb up the rock here, right? And then, you know, things get worse a bit up there, which you wouldn't have thought so anyway, but let's let him do his thing up here. Like, there's no pressure or anything. You're just being videoed, you know, while you're driving, sort of thing. Let's just see how it goes. And that's what I think happened to me, a bit of wheel spin. Just got to keep on it and keep steering it. See that natural thing where you want to get out of the rut sort of thing. All right, keep coming down and then proceed up the hill. Mark, once you get round the corner, here he comes, mate. Let's see how he goes. Hilux number 3. Well, he's number 3 on the convoy at the moment. Look at that, straight up, no problem, mate, no wheel spin. What is the difference? We have to find out. Has he got an LSD? Has he got lockers? Yeah, not too bad, bit of wheel spin, this and that, not too bad. It's a trap though. This is the 4th Hilux. He's kind of got the wrong line a bit, so we'll just fix that up. That's a way to do it. That's not bad. Here we go. There you go. Job done. All right, we've got the Prados coming down and up soon. So we'll go and see what's happening a bit further up the track. That way a bit more. Slow. Now straighten up. Dead straight. Nice and slow like that. You don't have to go fast. Nice and slow. That way a little. That's it. Now straighten up again. Just a slight correction. Nice and slow so then we can correct it. Keep on that line. I'm watching out for leeches on these wet trees. That's it. Just take it slow. Straight, yeah, stay just like that. Keep it moving. Get ready to turn that way a little bit, but keep coming. Trying to video and spot people. That way a little bit, that's it. That's it, keep it on that lock. This way a little bit, straighten up now. Okay, that way again, turn again. Okay, straighten up, straighten up. Now go slow, slow down. All right, keep continuing like that. Your left hand down a bit, that's it. Stay on that lock for a minute, keep coming. Oh, this is where it's gonna get, things are gonna change, just that way, that way, that way, that way. Straight, dead straight now. That way a bit, that way a bit. That's it, dead straight, mate, dead straight now. Straighten it up, nice and slow. That's how we do it. Good work, beautiful. Follow my, mate, if you follow where I'm pointing, mate, you are laughing. It's just, well, you know, spotting's easy, driving's easy. If you got 2 of me's even better, you know, because it's like we're connected, you know, USB, Bluetooth. Anyway, good work. All right, here comes the 3rd sucker for punishment. And we've said that in other videos, you know what I mean. We're just joking around a bit, whatever. So this is the sideways option. He's got front and rear lockers. So he's trying to climb out of the ruts. I would just follow along that side of the rut personally. But this is a different, because he's got the lockers, he's got traction. I'd be going a bit slower. Nice and slow, mate. Take it easy, beautiful. It'll just climb up out of there, piece of cake. Lockers transforms the vehicle. That's what it's all about. 3rd Hilux sucker for punishment. We've discussed how to drive up there. Instead of straddling it, he's going to follow the line of the other one, but this one hasn't got traction either. Right, that's it. That's how I'd drive it, like that if I had my time again. Nicely done, that's it, just nice and slow. It's going to climb out just here probably. Bit of traction control maybe. Nah, piece of cake, see, well done. Oh, we're all flexed up here, bit of action. And back she goes. I reckon just keep on it and see, oh, this hasn't got traction control. This has got the LSD, so once you unload one side at the back, the LSD lets go. So what you can do here is you can put your foot on the brake and drive through it with the gas, and that may help the LSD just pull you through. No, not this time. It did actually a little bit, but... The other thing you can do, if you don't mind wearing your brake shoes a bit, you can put your handbrake on, because the handbrake holds it better, and just power through it, because you're only going to do it for a few metres. As soon as you're up, drop the handbrake. That may have helped. Maybe. All right, here come the Prados up the 1st section. I'll get over here out of the way, hopefully. Traction control will do it easy. Bit of, you know, on the gas. I might need to tell him. I don't know how much experience he's got. So let me. So a little bit right hand down. So your right side's going to climb up over those rocks. Just keep on the gas a little bit, and your traction. Have you got your centre diff lock on? I'll just make sure. Yeah, make sure as long as you've got your centre diff lock on. If you've got any buttons like diff locks or you know, rear diff locks, whatever, but you need to come up hard left and just follow that line, and just nicely the right side will climb over. So I'm not sure if he knows exactly what I mean, but let's see he's going all right. He just needs to keep, oh, it's a V6 as well. Yeah, that's it. Nicely done. There you go. There it is. Beautiful. All right, next sucker for punishment, 120 Prado. Standard, no diff locks. Let's see how this goes with no diff locks. He's trying to go around the rock, see? That's a natural thing some people have tried to do. I wouldn't do that. I like to try and keep it just straight up and get it over this way I'd be going, but anyway. All right, let's see how, look, Paul's got a bit of experience. Let's see how he goes. I mean, I go like that and then shoot it straight up. But, so what you do, you just, over that rock, you just climb up over it a bit, you know? At the moment, they're sort of going around it. You're risking popping a tyre off, damaging a rim, this sort of thing. And of course, you've got that big pile of dirt there. Now he's got his left side in that rut. So, oh, now he's going to have this side there. Oh, mate, there we go. Look at that. That's what they want, a bit of entertainment. 15 minutes ago, it was too boring for them. Now let's see if it's not too much action. Right, here we go. This is the next bit. The first two Prados drove up at no dramas. We missed that. We're having a bit of chit chat. Having a few problems with leeches again. Mate, those blood-sucking leeches. So we were out of space here. We need to move the vehicles up, so we'll just keep moving. To give you the update to where we are now. So we followed up that little cut through track, and I really don't know, it's an unnamed track that passes the end of Easter Sunday and a couple other tracks. They sort of start there at the same places. Those ones you'd go right up over the ridge or whatever. They're not too bad, medium rated sort of thing. Bit of scenery, a couple of bog holes you can dodge or not too deep. But we continued on straight and it brings you out onto one of the main roads, something like, it's not Mount Barton, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a main two-wheel drive road. Anyway, long story short, turn right, go down the hill. Not far down the hill is the start of Ottie track, O-T-T-I-E, Ottie track, which is rated black or diamond or double diamond or whatever, depends on the condition at the time. And we're on that, so we've turned left onto that. We come down, you come to a Y intersection. Normally we stay to the left, well, in fact we're going down. So normally we're coming up from what would be the left. So, you know, the point is that way, the track on the west side, if you like. But for the first time, last time I came down here, it, you know, was overgrown. It came to a dead end sort of thing. So we've never been able to continue on. So we're trying it again. Hopefully it's all right, because I've got people telling me that it is. And I've got 6 vehicles behind me, so I'd rather not turn around. So coming down Ottie track, we've gone to the right simply because I haven't got enough lift in the front of the Hilux at the moment. Going down Ottie track is very rough. Last time I've saw it, unless they've done work to it or whatever the case may be. Got plenty clearance at the back, and obviously with all the weight on the back, the front will lift, and we've got enough clearance to go up it. I'm not sure how successful will be, so that could be the challenge of the day, depending on the track condition and how far up I get before I might even decide to give it away and not get up there. But if everything goes to plan, this side of Ottie track should get us down the bottom to Luderderg Road, if I got that name of something right for once. And then we'll just continue west along Luderderg Road by turning left to get to the other main part of Ottie track, which has got a gate on it, which is seasonally closed, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think it's a seasonal closure, it should be anyway, and then it wouldn't be in the condition that it's in. So people shouldn't go up and down Oddie track in wet conditions, because that's what damages tracks, all the wheel spin and damage. You know, the water running down, it's bad enough. Sometimes a bit of water helps to make it a bit more challenging and whatever, but anyway, we'll get down this side of Oddie and we'll see if we get up the other side. All right. This is definitely the easy side of Oddie track, so if you follow it down and you stay to the right, hang on, I've got a spider here. Let me growl at him, get him off. It was more of a cough to clear the throat and a blow at the spider at the same time. Anyway, that's the easy side. Excuse me. So we've just come down the bottom to Lerderderg, and there is a gate here also. We're just going through. You can see it's open at the moment. So like we're turning left, continuing along here to the other end of Oddie track. We'll see what happens, eh? Okay, we just come around a left-hand bend and we go left into the other end of Oddie track. You may have seen in our other videos. Often I chicken out. Dry conditions, four-wheel drive, difficult. We've got dry conditions. Difficult's better than extreme. So it's only a single diamond, but I believe it hasn't been re-rated. That was rated before it got ruined. Okay, so we don't know if they've done work on it and repaired it, so we're going to go check it out. So here we go. This is the bottom section in the Hilux, the maiden voyage for this Hilux. Now I took my other Hilux up and down here a number of times, no problem. It was a 5-speed manual. As I said, from memory I thought it had LSD, but I could be wrong. It certainly did the tracks really well, and on a day we had 10 vehicles up here, all sorts of different makes and models. My Hilux, it had KM2 2657s. It was the only vehicle that made it up, and it was a little bit wet, so we're just going to see what happens here. I'm checking out the track. I could reverse out of it yet because it is very steep, it's very rough, and I just really here to test out this Hilux and see what it can do. So right here we're spinning wheels and the traction control isn't quick enough to do anything. If it was a 150 Prado, we'd be into it, right? So I'm burning rubber, so I'm going to go, I've got no choice really but to go back a little bit. And I'm only here doing this because I know this track really well. I know how dangerous it can be. So I'm taking all the precautions to avoid all the things I've seen other people do on this track when it didn't work out according to plan. And that is turning the steering wheel the wrong way. And you end up sideways right there on that hole, and it's not good. So we're going to try a different line a little bit now. And that worked. I don't want to be reversing back down now, so don't let me down now. SR Hilux and KO2s. Oh no! Traction control is going off and didn't work out, so I've got to go back at least a little bit. We've still got tyre pressure on our side, we're on 22. Okay, give it a go again, see what happens. Not looking good at the moment, but anyway. We're looking better now, but the fun's not over yet. I think we're going to make it, but like I said, fun's not over yet. This is really putting the Hilux driveline to the test as well. We are definitely at risk of breaking something here. That's where lockers comes in. But the KO2s and the SR Hilux has ticked the box on 22 PSI. So I'm quite impressed with that. Let's get some footage and see what the other guys want to do. Oh no, what have we got, a tree down? No, we should be right. I'll park it in the usual spot and get some footage. Hey, look at this, bloody beautiful. Look at this track, eh? That's what I just drove it right there. That's where I was having a bit of trouble, out here in the shade. And we've got the next Hilux coming up. Same story, traction control I believe, no LSD, definitely no lockers. You might have seen it in one of our recent videos. Let's see, wheel spinning already. See what I'm talking about? But there it goes, it does work, it just sometimes takes a bit longer. actually doing all right. Smoking them up like I was. He's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. Good work, mate. Keep it moving nicely. This is what the KO2s are for, people. You can get whatever tyres you want, but when we talk KO2s, this is what we're talking about. And it looks like he's up. A little bit more wheel spin left yet. You can see I'm just up there. This is where the risk of CVs, diffs and all that. So this one I'd probably go back a little bit. Back a little bit and maybe a little bit to the right. You're on a couple of rocks right there, but that'll be all right. This one hasn't got a lift yet, so next week that 2 inches unclearance there will be taken care of. Yeah, just go back a little bit more if you like. Go a bit more, bit more, bit more. Keep going, about another foot or two. And then take the line a bit to the right, I reckon. It's got a couple of rocks to go over there, but that's all right. Over here it's all loose and whatever. Over there is where some rock is. It's a bit flexed up now is the problem. Anyway, I'm gonna have a rest, he can have a rest. And we'll hit the go button if we remember. All right, here he comes. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough battery here to get all these vehicles coming up, so we're going to have to start cutting to the action sections, eh? Or we're going to be saying, I hope you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on. There it is, a wheel in the air to give you a bit of an idea of the hole on the corner there. Bit of a different perspective up the front here. But when you've got lockers, it absolutely transforms the vehicle, right? You're no longer full driving using any skills because the bloody thing will go just about anywhere. It's a four-wheel drive, it's got traction from tyres, and it's just going to drive up there, right? You can't really go wrong once you've got front and rear lockers. And this is the exact example of that. It's going to be boring. He's going to drive straight up, right? See the difference? That's lockers. And I'm not trying to sell you lockers. If you want to have a challenge on the tracks, you need to not have lockers or too many lockers. But then if you risk breaking something, you've got to take your time, you've got to think. You know, I'm prepared to risk it a little bit for the biscuit. All right, here comes the next Hilux. Out of traction a bit. So he's a bit all flexed up. Now he's gone down to what could be that little harder section. It's getting it done though. It's nice and light. It's got some traction there. It's got the LSD, this one, right? So might not have the traction control, but he's got a bit of LSD, all the weight's on the back, so the LSD might work all right for him. If you don't get sprayed by rocks. Nicely done, mate. Looks like it's got a bit of flex, but you're not there yet. There you go. See, that usual spot where everybody gets into a bit of trouble. You got to back it up and get it over to the right side of the track, get out of that hole because you're just really flexed up. And that's what it's about. It's about thinking about, so he's still in the same spot, but a bit of momentum got him over. All right, so we've got the 150 Prado coming up. That's it. Keep it pointing up the hill. Keep on the gas, mate. Just keep on the gas is all you got to do. The 150s react pretty quick, but it's got a slight delay before the track. That's it. Keep on the gas. Keep pointing where you want to go. Keep on it. Keep on it. That's it. A little bit less experience here, so we're just helping him out. He's going to love it, mate. He's going to think he's invincible in this 150 afterwards because the 150s don't need lockers. They go bloody anywhere. It's just that slight delay of, you haven't got the locker, so you've got a slight delay. You watch the difference up here. Right, might need to get a different tow bar, but look at that compared to the Hiluxes. It's not up yet, but you look at that, watch, and when it spins a bit, Look at the Prado go, mate. I've got to tell you, Prado's eaten up in comfort. The 120. That's whoa. Just take it back nice and slow. Keep it really smooth, nice and slow. This is the area where you're probably going to have a bit more traction and momentum to get over it. So don't turn, just go it back really slowly. We'll just help sort him out here for a minute. All right, lucky last. This could be getting close towards the end of the video. So if you like a bit of action, this is reality stuff, right? This is where you get to learn a bit of how to do it, where not to go, how not to do it, and things you can actually really do with your vehicle. It's not some of these shows where they're fully sponsored and going out to wreck stuff, right? We don't break anything. We test stuff. We reckon we've got a pretty good idea. We know what to do to avoid damage. So we just don't know how to walk up hills with sharp debris. So he's doing it. Everybody does things different ways. He's been around. He's had other 4-wheel drives. He's been around a fair while with this one. So we're not going to tell him how to drive. But he could be just putting on a bit of entertainment for us too. The 150s just eat it up, don't they? But look, there's that wheel spin, but watch the traction control, just into the gas, and up she goes. With the Hilux, it just takes so much longer. It's completely a different system. All right, let's move on. Everybody loved that. Now, quick word of warning. If you want to be included on one of these trips, we don't plan them well in advance usually because we'd have way too many people. Unfortunately, we cannot take 20, 30, 40 cars out on trips, so it's usually a last minute thing. So you might want to get on our 4x4 Adventures Facebook group and make sure you've got all your notifications turned on. You can press friend on Anthony Prado 4B if you like, and then you've got your best chances. You know, whatever I do online, hit like, and then Facebook will get to know that you like that, and then when I post a trip, it's going to put it in your notifications, not newsfeed, notifications where the bell is. Don't let Facebook use you, you use Facebook, okay? So yeah, 4x4 Adventures, everybody had an awesome time driving up there, I believe. That's what they've said. The bulldozer's been through here or something, and just slasher or something, just absolutely slashed everything. It must have been a Friday afternoon thing. It's Saturday now. I've never seen so much debris left on tracks. It's absolutely terrible. So that's some of the things you got to deal with. That's off-roading, that's 4x4, that's all part of the fun. It's getting close to lunchtime now. Small bog hole here. You can see we've got no choice other than to go through it. I believe it's not too deep and it's got a firm bottom. Not too bad. Anyway, there's the deepest bog hole of the day they had to go through, so that's all right. Now, a little bit of feedback on some products in the vehicle. I'm surprised it went up there. You wouldn't go up there with this combination of slow traction control without the KO2s. I don't believe if you had a tyre that had less traction, you'd really struggle. I believe the Hiluxes without the traction control were the most disadvantaged, followed by the 120 Prado with only the LSD, which did it well. You just got to keep the rear axle of the vehicle on as level ground as possible. It's loaded, it's going up a hill, all the weight's on the back, so that helps the LSD stay locked. Something to think about for you. And when you've got a situation where a wheel may come off the ground, if you've got a little bit of momentum over that, but you want to be off the gas as your tyre lands, you don't want to be power on and breaking diffs or CVs or whatever, but once it lands and stops spinning, then you want to be quick to get back on the gas again. So it takes some driving skill. It's a delicate balance, unless you go and get lockers, which, as we saw with the vehicle with front and rear lockers, it just did it really easy, which is kind of good, but you know, it sort of takes the fun out of it. He's going, you know, he's probably, you know, I'm just making assumptions here, general, you know, he's going, oh mate, you know, we need some harder tracks, you know what I mean? So where that was a perfectly difficult track to drive, easy enough to find if your vehicle's not that well set up. So we get to think about, you know, how to drive, what to do. We still had, as I said, we could have we're on 22 psi in this vehicle. We can go down to 18, 15, 13, which gives us a lot more traction. From 20 downwards, there's a whole heap more traction. The difference between 15 and 20, massive. So if you've got a, oh, what happened there? I didn't see that. Was that hanging down or it flipped up and hit the car? Anyway, stick it the left side, it's all good. This is what you get. This is 4x4. Guys, I hope you liked it so far. We're just about done. It's nearly lunchtime. We're going to be heading out slowly unless we find a bit of action. I'd say that's about it. We're going to find a pub for lunch. 7 boys with 7 Prados and Hiluxes down getting their Palmers or whatever, or something else, who knows. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, turn the bell on so you catch the next bit of entertainment. We're not quite done yet though. Look, we've got another. So these little bog holes, these were easily drivable last time I went through, but that was a while ago. So options here, go in the deepest part of the rut. I don't think it's a deep bog hole, but I like to avoid it and go up on the high spot, but you risk sliding in anyway. Right, a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit like that. Yeah, it's a little bit. Maybe we'll just have a look at the back and see what happens for the next guy. Yeah, sometimes there's a bog hole you've got to go through. Look, that's not too bad, that's just a bit of water. Once they get deeper and muddier, that's where the mud and dirty water really starts to get into things. It's advisable that you give your vehicle a good clean down as soon as possible after trips. It's a bit like, think of it like your boat at the boat ramp, the salt water. You should really wash off the boat, motor, trailer, run the motor straight away. Well, it's similar with your four-wheel drive. So if you think you're cool, you know, because you watched, you know, 24/7 or whatever, and you're going out and got in the mud once and it looks good and you need to show off to your neighbours, I'll give you the mail. Your neighbours don't give a stuff about you and what you're doing, so make sure you do what you need to do to have fun and be happy. Mud equals money, so if you can't afford it, don't do it. Take it home. Plenty of fresh water. We've got tanks for that, so we use the hose, we use pressure washer, we use whatever. We've described a bit about that in other videos, and that's what we do. Trying to help you save money, have fun, keep a smile, keep the shiny side up most of all. This looks like a pretty dirty, what have we got here? Yeah, that's a bit sloppy underneath. Anyway, it's all good. I think we're about done, so we'll call that a video. It's got a bit long. I hope you hung around for the entertainment. You liked it. Catch you on the next one. See you guys. Last little sneaky inclusion at the end of this video for those people that hung around to the end. There's always a reward. If you're in that competition to win the free battery, either because you want a free battery or you're just doing to prove you are the man or the woman, you know, that pays attention and watches videos and gets yourself educated. Mod number 30 on the 150 Prado is going to be the end of the competition, and it is the fire extinguisher mounted on the K-on mount at the front seat. It's not actually installed yet. We've been very busy. It's sitting on the bench. The fire extinguisher is on the bracket, on the bench, waiting for that installation, which is probably only about 15 minutes. But now that you know what it is, very soon, perhaps now, any minute, I'll be putting out a video or a post somewhere saying, hey, who's the winner, mate? Who's got the answer? What are the 30 mods? What are they? And what was the total value of those mods? The value of that one, just to keep it simple, we're going to call it $100. Yeah, we're done for the day. So let me know in the comments. I certainly had my fun a few times and got the blood pumping, a bit of excitement, you know, different vehicle, learning the different vehicle on a couple of harder sections. Was it as exciting for you as it was for me? No, let us know what you like in our videos, what you don't like in the comments would be good, because we'll try and do more of what you like and less of what you don't. A lot of people like the commentary, the information, the education. Some people just want to see wheel spinning action, so let us know in the comments, that'd be good. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, or even more really. And like I said, catch you on the next one. Okay, so we're going to finish up here. We're down at this Greendale pub over here on the corner for a lunch. We've got them all parked over here. I actually aired up first because I didn't bring a compressor. I've actually got 4 cars parked, one taking care of each tyre, so I'm aired up first. These guys are still pumping up their tyres and I didn't bring a compressor, and I'm all pumped up first. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. You know the deal. Subscribe, turn the bell on, and don't forget to bring a compressor because you'll need it.